Well, hello and good day to everybody. It's Bug Eater 64, and we're getting ready to do a flight here in the Bell 412 and FSEconomy. And we're going to be flying back to Nassau from our last location, and we've covered about 103 miles. And then, once we're finished there, we're going to pick up another flight that's over 800 miles, and we're probably going to switch back to our Epic E1000. So let's see how that goes. Let's get in the helicopter and get this short flight taken care of. See you on the inside. Okay, so here we are inside the Bell, and let's get things started. Batteries on, inverters on, anti-collision lights on. All right, get our fuel systems on. Hydraulic systems, force trim, check our throttle, collective, cyclic, and anti-torque pedals. Everything appears to be working fine. Start engine 1. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be a 103-mile flight back to Nassau. Okay, looks like we've got 2 good engines, so let's get the generators on and get our lights to flash. Get rid of our external power. And get our 2 autopilot and SAS going. And set up the flight plan. Well, we're definitely not going to KVJC, so let's get rid of that. Nope, clear that. Got to bounce off that. Check. Alright, now let's go to our main menu. MYAT, MYNN. So what we'll do is go down, pick that, and then what we'll do go into flight plan, delete that leg, well, first we'll invert it, the flight plan. Then we'll go to MYBG and delete that. And now we can activate MYNN. And we're ready to go. Everything's set. And RPMs and get out of Dodge. Landing light on. Bump our RPMs just a hair. We're going to really push the bird today. We're going to get up to 130 knots. See how she handles it. So, a little bit too much. Yeah, she's doing some weird stuff. Did some work on my controls and reset some of my trim stuff. Felt first flight trying to use it. That didn't start out right. Anyway, let's get going. Quit mucking about. Get out of here. We're not going to play around. Let's get going. Pushing her a little too, or almost at 140 knots, which is red line, so back off just a hair. Down just a bit, get back down to about 130 knots. Okay, well, we're almost here at our destination. It's dead ahead of us. And the aircraft is mine, so let's get going. Get ready to come in for a landing. Quick and easy flight. And she handled that 130 knots just fine. So let's That's good to know in the future if I want to get somewhere in a hurry. We're getting her slowed down as we come into the airport. No taxiways or anything today. We're just going to go in straight into general aircraft parking and put her down. Nassau's a pretty busy little airport. So, coming down nicely. Let's try not to hit the airplane directly in front of us. I'd really prefer to go right over the top of it if that's okay. We'll move forward up here towards this yellow parking line and set her down close to that. And that'll do nicely. Stop right here.
You have lots of choices, so thanks for choosing American. We're happy to be your
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate
We finished
that
the
we
flight,
have
got paid for
and
it.
is safe
So that's
to
good. We
surround
can
the
get
aircraft.
take a
Please
moment
check around your
and
seat, including under your seat, as well as your
take
seat
a
pockets
look
and any personal
at
belongings.
that landing
Take
again
care when opening the overhead
as
lockers,
we
as heavy articles may have shifted during
shut
the
down
flight.
our
If
bird.
you require deplaning assistance, please remain in
We'll
your
be
seat
using her
until
again
all
today.
Other passengers have disembarked the aircraft. One of our crew members will then be happy to assist you. On behalf of our entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us today on our flight, and we hope to see you again.
If it won't fit, place it in the overhead wall. You'll find our full electronic device policy in the back of your American way.
Okay.
Now let's
Definitely not my best flying effort today. some issues with my OBS encoding today. Kept getting a message that it was overloaded. So I had tried to make some adjustments, and seems to be working okay. So coming in nicely to the general aviation parking area as we go over that Cessna 208 Caravan below us. Not bad, but certainly not one of my best landings. Okay, as you can see, we have moved over into the Epic 1000, and we are getting ready to take an FSEconomy flight to, let me show you right here, and we're going to be going from Nassau to Big Sandy Regional in Prestonburg, Kentucky, 808 miles. So, and you can see our gross pay is $11,000, but we'll see what the expenses are when we get done. So with that, let's go ahead and get inside the bird here, and first let's look up and I think I've already got it. It was 1870, yeah. Okay. And we don't have that. $18.70, yep, it's right there.
Linden Pindling INTL.
Okay.
Nassau. Information Lima.
29902.
Weather. Wind
Runway
calm.
32.
Visibility 10. Sky
Very
clear.
good. Okay,
Temperature
so
14. Dew point 5.
and with that, let's look at altitude. We're only going to go about $12.5, and let's see, we've got we want a course of 351, okay. And Course is already set. And so, let's see here.
And while I figure all this out,
Okay,
my
so
co-pilot's
let's
going to
look
get
at
me
vertical
coffee.
speed.
Coffee. Aha. Blessed be the co-pilots of the world.
1200. All right, so let's take a look at the airport. And let's see, we are located right here. So I'm going to come down, make a right turn to come down to 3-2. We can do that, I think. We'll give it a shot. All right. So let's get on our way. And release brake. Oh, look, a big 747. Gonna speed up a little bit and let him follow us.
I'd be like a flea on his back. Okay, flaps takeoff position. And what I'm going to do is come up here. I'm going to make a right turn. And actually, I'm not going to take off on the assigned runway. I know I'm being bad. But I really don't want to get run over by a 747. And I didn't want to wait for him. So we're going to take off, pull up here, double check everything. Well, the 747 continues to taxi up to the far end of the runway. I don't need as much runway, so turn off here, get onto our proper runway, and we'll take off from this point. Landing lights on. Let us go. And rotate. And we have positive rate, gear up. Flaps up. So we're going to climb to about 24,000, 24,500, and then we'll do that with about 1,200 foot a minute climb rate. So we are on our way. Enjoy the flight. Okay, well, we are getting very close to our destination. And it's been a very uneventful flight. Now this particular airport, K22, it's just a runway with, I think it's got the beacon light and it may have a windsock, but it's got the runway and a taxiway, and that's it. There is 0 buildings rendered for it. So, but it is right there. And just double checking, 2992. So yeah, the standard. And just under 14 miles, 13.7 miles to go. And the airfield is at 1,200 and some feet. So we're going to start losing some more altitude. I want to get low enough to where I can see the runway when I get close enough to it. Okay, so, excuse me, it is out there in front of us. So, autopilot off, aircraft is mine. I almost can talk. Airfield is going to be to my right. I just want to get down to an altitude I can see it clearly. first degree of flaps is down for the takeoff position as we slow down here. Gear coming down. Three green. There's the runway on our right side. And as you can see, there's no buildings. Go out here a little bit and then we'll make a right turn to come around and prepare for our approach. And we'll start to make that turn now, and we'll get a view from the tower area, or where the tower should be. Picture taken by the local news media because it was such a rare thing that people actually flew in here. But our patients needed a ride home, so that's what this flight is about, bringing our patients back to their residence. So here we come. Trees are pretty close to the end of the runway. That's a little surprising, so you have to stay a little bit high. And we are down. And we'll hit the reversers here to slow us down. And we'll turn off. Center of the runway. Come up here and stop. And finish our flight. Parking brake set. Engine idling. So let's end the flight. Okay. End of a good flight. So let's look at that landing again. Okay, and there we have it. And I'd like to introduce myself. You can see that funny gentleman down there in the corner of the screen. His lips are moving and nothing's coming out. So, Captain Crap for Brains forgot to turn the mic on in the OBS, so therefore, while he's trying to explain what a great flight it was, I'll have to do it for him. There, so we made the flight. Everything went well. Not a bad landing. Of course, not butter. Not one of my best, but completely acceptable. So for my second flight in this, I have no problems. Let's look at the logbook. We went from Nassau to Kentucky, and we were flying the Alias as a TBM 850, which we're actually flying X-Plane's AeroSoft Epic E1000 with the G1000 suite inside, and we made $7,900 out of a possible $11,000. So, and you can see what the expenses were. Flight was 3 hours and 36 minutes at $400 an hour, so our rental fees for this aircraft were $1,444. Fuel was $606, and ground crew was $1,100 plus dollars. So we had to subtract the $1,700 and the $1,400, and that gave us the $7,900 out of that $11,000. Now with that, our first flight with the Bell 412 netted us $3,200. So basically, between the two flights, we made the $11,000 for the day. That's pretty. Ground crew fees are really ridiculous. Don't know how they figure them, but I would expect ground crew fees to be more for a Bell 412 than they would be for a single-engine turboprop aircraft. So, anyway. So that's how the money we made today in 2 flights with 2 different aircraft. So that went well. No problems there. So for Bug Eater 64, I will tell y'all, I hope you enjoyed the flight. Y'all come back again, and maybe he'll remember to turn the darn mic on. But as always, to everybody and all my friends, safe flying.